This is my number one mind trick to overcoming or eliminating anxiety and insomnia in under 1 minute. And I know that sounds crazy, but coming from someone who has struggled with anxiety disorder, I struggled with this for 10 years of my life, almost a decade ago, where every single day I woke up with horrific levels of anxiety. I've been through multiple psychologists, multiple psychiatrists. I've tried anti-anxiety medication, anti-depression medication, every type of meditation you can imagine, diet, stretching, Tai Chi, you name it, I've tried it, because when you're in as much pain as I was in at a phase in my life after my family went bankrupt and I lost everything in a very short period of time, and both my parents almost committed suicide, I reacted with extreme levels of anxiety, so I had to learn coping mechanisms to overcome anxiety. And this 1 minute exercise I'm gonna share with you is, out of all the stuff I've tried, it's the only thing that truly works. And the reason I'm making this video right now is I'm in my office right now. This is our conference room in my office, and I was in my office. I own a company called SMB Team, and my office is 2 doors down. And I literally just got a text from one of my clients, and I'm reading from my text messages on my computer here. It says, "Bill, what did you use to overcome anxiety? Since my son's suicide attempt and my other children have all developed anxiety issues, my wife and I have had issues as well. Seemed like might be another possible way to get some help. Counseling isn't helping them or us. Thanks." And I just literally received this text, and I came to film this video and to teach this 1 minute exercise, but also I want to share what I responded so that you can have context before I show you this exercise. So what I responded was this: "The main insight I've learned is to understand that you are not your thoughts, and anxiety is a behavioral condition. It's not a mental illness in 99% of cases. To become at peace with your thoughts, good or bad, is what shows your psychology that the anxiety is not a bad thing. The anxiety is not the problem. It's your reaction to the anxiety that's the problem. The reaction to anxiety is what creates the fear loop. To get out of the fear loop, you have to stare your scary thoughts in the face and not be fazed by them." So that's exactly what I typed back to him. And what did I just say there? Well, we have to come at peace with our thoughts. If you struggle with anxiety or insomnia or even depression, oftentimes we have to accept the fact that this is a behavioral condition in the majority of cases, okay? This has been published in peer-reviewed, medical articles about this, okay? Most of anxiety and depression is a behavioral condition. It is not based on a chemical imbalance. You can read on this yourself. Okay, I had to read on this myself because I didn't believe it. I thought I was going to be doomed for life, to have endless anxiety for the rest of my life, to the point where I almost considered taking my own life. I mean, it was so painful that I had to go seek out this information. And what I realized is it wasn't the anxiety that was the problem. It was my reaction to the anxiety. See, some people are blessed with more arousal than others, right? Arousal is the body's way of expressing energy. Human beings who have more psychological arousal than other human beings are more likely to be predisposed to feel anxiety. As soon as I learned this, I realized, oh wow, I have to find a way to become grateful for my anxiety, because my anxiety is a sign that I have more energy than others. However, energy misapplied is what creates negative thinking patterns, right? So you can have high energy and the wrong thinking patterns, and then you're just going to talk bad to yourself all day and create a chain of negative thoughts, right? So to unwind this, we have to become at peace with our thoughts, whether good or bad. We have to find a way to look at our thoughts, right? And this exercise that I'm going to show you is going to teach you how to become non-reactive to your thoughts, because it's the reaction to the anxiety that makes you anxious. It's not the anxiety itself. Okay? So, the first thing before I show you this exercise is to accept that if you have anxiety, it means you're a high energy person. And all the people who are most successful on planet Earth have higher levels of energy than others. So congratulations, you have high energy. Awesome. Now let's dive into exactly what to do. This is the number one mind trick that you can do in under 1 minute. Okay. So I want you to picture a blue sky. Okay, you can close your eyes right now. And I want you to picture a blue sky. Big, big, big blue sky. Okay? You see this huge blue sky. And now I want you to picture that your thoughts are clouds within the blue sky. So you see this big blue sky. And if the thought pops up, we see a cloud. Now, depending on the intensity of the thought is going to determine how dark the cloud is or how light the cloud is. We all know dark rain clouds versus the light clouds you see in summer that are like you could almost poke through them, right? So depending on how intense the thought is, how intense is the cloud? Now, the reason you are not your thoughts is because you are the one observing your thoughts in this exercise. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts, right? So in this big blue sky, you see a thought pop up. Oh, I have another thought. Boom. There goes another cloud. Oh, I have another thought. Boom. There goes another cloud. And now we have, a handful of clouds in this big blue sky of yours, right? As you close your eyes and you picture this. I want you to practice while you do this exercise, not being affected by the thoughts, because this is the key. In this exercise, I want you to see, oh wow, this thought is causing me some anxiety. And then I want you to say it again. This thought is causing me anxiety. This thought's causing me fear. This thought isn't so good. 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 Keep saying exactly how you feel about the thought. Repeat it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Do not resist the thought. See the thought. Smirk at the thought like it's a little kid asking for an ice cream cone. I want an ice cream. I want it. It's okay. We'll get you an ice cream cone soon. I want you to label the thought with so much detachment. I want you to treat it as this, right? So tap yourself on the hand right now, on the top of your hand. Does that make you anxious? No, because it's a neutral sensation, right? You tap yourself on the hand. I tapped myself on the hand. I tapped myself on the hand. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking this. Snap your finger next to your ear. I heard a snapping noise. I heard a snapping noise. I heard a snapping noise. When we learn to become detached from our thoughts, it's just like when we hear a snapping of our finger next to the ear. It's just like when we feel the tapping on the top of our hand. It's just a sensation. How can a sensation kill you, right? See, what happens when we have negative thoughts is in this exercise, when we have negative thoughts throughout the day, we react to them, we resist them. We go, I shouldn't be thinking this. That's bad. That's bad. This doesn't make me feel good. This isn't a good thing. I really need to do that. That is right there the reason people stay stuck in anxiety loops, because you resist the thought. You resist the present moment. You resist the fact. So as soon as you can start labeling these thoughts in your mind for exactly what they are, exactly how they make you feel, over time, your psychology, the true makeup, the real you, remember, you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness of your thoughts. The real you becomes aware of these negative thoughts. And after repeating the negative thought and labeling it with a neutral stance, this thought makes me feel X, this thought makes me feel X, this thought makes me feel X. After enough times doing that, your psychology, the real you, starts going, wait a second, this isn't a good use of my time. And what happens is this thought that was once consuming all of your attention, it de-stresses. You realize, by focusing on this negative thought and getting all riled up about it, it's not making any value for me. So ask yourself a question when you get anxious about a thought, because where there are thoughts, there is a risk of anxiety, right? So your relationship to thoughts will determine whether or not you have anxiety. So when you get to seeing this thought, you start asking yourself, do I want to invest more time in this thought? What's the value of investing more time in this thought? Notice my tone of voice, right? Do I want to continue investing attention in this thought? Do I want to continue investing attention in this thought? What value does this provide? Does this provide any value to me by investing more time in this thought, by investing more time in this thought? When there's a million other valuable things I could be focused on, what value does focusing on this thought have? Eventually, knowledge is way more powerful than thinking. Knowledge is that soul understanding. Thinking is the human experience, surface level, right? So in this blue sky, you see these thoughts and you practice not being affected by them. And the last step is you do something very simple. You picture a fan at the side of this sky. You see this big blue sky with all these clouds, your thoughts that you've now accepted. And then you turn on the fan. It's a huge fan, really big fan. Picturing this huge blue sky of your mind. And you turn it on. Fan turns on, and gently all of these clouds, they start floating across your mind until they're completely out of your line of consciousness. And now you are completely in the present moment. I've used this to overcome insomnia. There's times where if I can't sleep in the middle of the night, it'll get me anxious. I'll start criticizing the fact that I can't sleep. And instead of doing that, I just get up out of bed now. I go sit, I get out of my room, I sit on a sofa and in my house, and I just picture that same exercise. Looks like I'm a little stressed about not falling asleep. Looks like I'm a little stressed about it. And I keep labeling the thought, and then again, I ask myself, is this valuable for me to keep focusing on? And then my mind goes, no, Bill, it's not. Then I detach from it. I turn on the fan. Thought floats away. Now I'm in the present moment, right? Now, don't mistake the simplicity of this for the impact. Don't think, oh, that's overly simplistic. No. This is simple, but simple is what allows you to let go. It's not about changing your thoughts. It's about letting go. Let go. Do this with your hands. Just let go. Let go. It's the grasping that creates the anxiety. The last tip I'll leave you with is eliminate the second arrow. What am I talking about? Okay. Well, in Buddhism, they have this saying, the worst way to deal with an arrow in the arm is by shooting a second arrow into the arm. Okay. The second arrow never works. So when you are feeling pain, the worst thing to do is to suscept yourself to more pain. If you're having anxious thoughts, the worst thing to do is to criticize yourself about the anxious thoughts. I shouldn't be thinking this. If only things were different, right? Because that's just putting a second arrow right back into yourself. When you eliminate the second arrow, the first arrow floats away, just like that cloud exercise. So, hope that's helpful. Give me a thumbs up on this video if it was. Let me know more topics you want me to make videos on. I hope that you try this out for yourself, because a lot of people I talk to tell me they can't meditate because they can't stop their thoughts. They're afraid to confront their thoughts. And I would very strongly suggest that you start now. And you don't need to change your thoughts. You just need to become non-affected by them. I'll see you in the next video. Stay great.